Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. What is the merge glitch? What is the snap glitch? I'm going to try and do this video in a one take, meaning I'm just going to try and just do it in one take, no cuts, nothing. The reason for that is because I don't know if it's the universe or if it's God or if it's Bethesda or if it's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's bad luck, but somebody doesn't want me to make this video. So I want to try and do this in a one take. I want to show you guys how to merge parts for ships so that you can make them look more sleek and just better looking ships in general. You don't need a PC. You can do this on console. So whatever button that I press, that I call out that I'm pressing, obviously it will correlate to the matching button on the Xbox or the Xbox controller. Again, so you don't need a PC. You can use a console. You can do it on console. You can be on PC. And you don't need any mods. No mods required, obviously. So, okay. There are 4 examples. There are 3 ways to do this. I only recently knew of 2 ways to do this. But I figured out a 3rd way while trying to make this video. And okay, so there are 3 ways to do this now. No longer 2 ways. There are 3 ways, okay? So I'm going to show you all 3 ways. I'm going to show you the 2 ways that I mainly use. But I'm going to show you a 3rd way, which I just recently figured out. And again, you don't need mods. You do not need a PC. If you're on console, if you're on the Xbox Series X or S, it's going to work, okay? It's going to be harder on the controller for sure. I mean, shipbuilding on the controller must be harder. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight into this. Okay, so there's 4 examples here. We're going to go through some of these. Okay, well, we're going to go through all of them. So the Stroud-Eklund cockpit. You guys know about this cockpit. A lot of people don't like this cockpit. I see on the Starfield community groups on Facebook, y'all don't like this cockpit. I like it. I like the style. I like it's modern. It's really modern. I like Stroud-Eklund's interiors as well. I mean, it's just, I think everybody likes their interiors. They just kind of don't like this cockpit. And I think there's a lot of reasons as to why. It's just not their style, but this is one of the fundamental reasons is you can't really put anything big. You can't even put a hab. You get what I'm saying? So you can't exactly have this like placed over here, for example. And in fact, I think to snap this to here would probably be not so impossible. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out because that's the 3rd way. I figured out a 3rd way to do it. It's crazy how many ways. And again, if you guys are also worrying if Bethesda's going to remove this from the game, highly doubt it. I think this is so ingrained in the back end of their building system for ships. It also makes it better for players. We can be more creative, and it's not an exploit. It's not something like the vendor exploit where basically, you know, they kind of have no choice. It ruins the game, and I get that. I mean, who wants to, like, you know, stick their head into a puddle and to pick everything up through it's stupid, okay? To me, that's stupid. That's a game-breaking bug. But there's a lot worse bugs in this game where I think Bethesda could have, you know, fixed first. But anyways, let's ignore that and let's get back to how you can make your ships look a little better. All right, so here we go. First example. You want to snap this piece here. You want to make it look sleek, baby. Obviously, you got to make this, but you can't because it's red. And it's basically saying no. You're not allowed to do that, okay? And Bethesda, seriously, why you limiting us, man? But anyways, the first way to do this, okay? I've got like my own little names and terminologies for what I call these things. All right, so I call it the snap glitch. Everybody calls it the merge bug or the merge glitch, clipping bug or clipping glitch, where you clip things together or onto each other or snap things. Basically, you can merge pieces together, okay? And you can snap things where they're not meant to be snapped. So there's 2 things that you're getting out of this. So the first way to do it is, what you got to do is rotate the piece, okay? Flip, not rotate, excuse me. Flip, which is the Z key, all right? It's the Z key. I can't actually move my mouse over there, but you can see it's the Z key right there, right over there, okay? So whatever it is on the Xbox, if you're on console, all right? Flip, okay? What you want to do is you want to get this up like as close as possible. So obviously if it's red, not going to work, okay? So what you got to do is try and get it as close as possible, and you got to flip it. And look at that. It's green. Oh my god, it's green. And if you're wondering if it's one solid piece, oh, it is. It registers as one solid piece. And this is like the important part. Like, I mean, it's all well and dandy if it snaps and all that, but does it actually work and does it function? I have built 13 ships in the game, and out of the 13 ships, around 5 of them are using these glitches and bugs, and I've had absolutely no problems. Now, obviously, you can create issues by like clipping things into habs, in which might block a door or something, and you just can't get into the cockpit. But anyways, so there we go. That's the first one. All right, that's the 100% way, the green way. I call that the 100% way, the green way. Now I'm going to show you the 90% way, the red way. Okay, it's weird names. This is how my stupid brain remembers these things. Okay, so what you want to do is you just want to make sure it snaps. Get that, you know, that feeling that it's magnetized, baby. You know, it snaps. And then what you want to do is just press the Z key a whole bunch of times. The flip key, flip it, baby. Don't move your controller. Don't move the mouse. All right, just flip, All right, that should be enough. You only actually need to flip it a few times. And then what you want to do is you want to press cancel, which is tab key. All right, on PC, and obviously the same key on Xbox. What's that? What's that, boys? Hey, what's up, Bethesda? Hey, was this intended? And if you want to know, yeah, if it's a solid object, this is a solid object. It registers as a solid object. All right, so that's the second way. Okay, so there is another way of doing it. Okay, not for this piece specifically. This piece specifically, you can only really do it this way and the other way, right? So you can only do it the two ways, the 100% way and the 90% way. We're gonna forget about that. But one thing I figured out using this cockpit and just, you know, wanting to be able to, like, I don't know, put it like that. Why? Well, I know why. Because this geometry over here would clip into the actual hab. But this is the third way in order to kind of, you know, have this piece, this cockpit specifically, and maybe even other pieces that have this certain restriction as well. You can apply it to all sorts of pieces. So for example, all pieces that can be flipped like this can use the two methods of flipping, merging or clipping or snapping, right? So for example, it's red, but of course it's red, and there's no way to flip this, right? But guess what there is? There's variants. See those variants over there? Well, you can flip between the variants. And for some odd reason, this engine just, I don't know, accepts it. Because when I press cancel, when I press tab, what's up? Hey, so now that you've seen this trade secret, go ahead and build a ship just like this. Everybody gonna wonder, what? How did you do this? What is this? What is this, man? How did you? Because this, I know for a fact that I think I'm one of the very few people that know about this one. This is a little secret. So remember, you can apply the same flipping method, okay, to snapping or merging, which I'm going to show you clipping and merging soon. This is going to be the next example. Yeah, you can apply it to pretty much any piece that can be flipped or has a different variant. So again, it's red. I mean, there's no ways. Look, I'm clicking. There's even if I put it over here and I snap it and I press tab, it's going to just bounce back to there because it remembers where it was before, right? But if you flip the variants, I think there's like a moment in time where it's a split second where the engine just, it registers that, okay, it like saves that this is now the new placement, but it still doesn't want it to be placed, or doesn't allow you to place it, right? So it's red. But there is a brief moment where it's not red, and that saves the new save point, if so to speak, because when I press tab, it's there. You get what I'm saying? And for some reason, it still applies it to that actual clipping point. And what a clipping point is, ladies and gentlemen, is these points right here. Anything, it's a snapping point, clipping point, snapping point, right? Anyways, number two. Let's put that back over there. We can just, I'll show that again. This is the second method. Oh, look, it's back. Oh, yeah. Anyways, you get the point there. All right, let's merge these two together. Because this right here, Damn, dude, that's one panel gap, man. Yeah, all you car fanboys know out there, that's a panel gap, man. Man. Kind of sounds like I'm saying ma'am instead of man. But anyways, you want to be able to do that. All right. Why would you want to be able to do that? Because that looks better than that, right? Okay, let's be honest here. And how do you do this? How do you do this? Well, there are different ways of doing it. There's different methods, right? So you can use this method. It's the 100%. So what I mean by 100% is it flips to green. You can actually keep flipping it. And you can go again. Just don't move the mouse and don't move your controller at all. Like, don't move the cursor. All right? The crosshair. I don't know why I call it that. That's so stupid. So yeah, there, it's merged. Boom. Is it one piece? Yeah, of course it's one piece. One piece, man. King of the space pirates, baby. Check that. I am king of building spaceships. I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. Anyways, also, you can also use the second method, which is just the flipping while you've had it snap. So remember, it may be red, but have that little, you know, that magnetic snap, and just flip to whatever position you want, and then press cancel, which is tab. Oh yes. Second method, down, baby. Now I actually want to see, because there's different variants. So you can actually flip between, it's basically just going to do that, right? So let's go between the different variants. Does the third method work with merging? As long as it has a variant. Keep that in mind. Alright, gonna press cancel. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the third method works. Oh yes. Oh yes. So, I mean, if you've been wondering how people are making these crazy ships and why do they look so round and perfect, and, well, now you know. Now you know. I'm showing you these trade secrets. Your boy's spilling the beans, baby. I'm spilling the beans. There are videos out there, and they're really, I don't know, they're really hard to keep track on. I've even tried to follow some. When I first wanted to learn about the whole merge glitch or whatever, I watched the video and I was like, oh, dude, I gotta watch this again. Maybe I'll watch this in slow motion. What is he pressing? There's certain things that you gotta call out, like the button pressing and stuff, and a lot of them forget that. Anyways, looks cool. I don't know. You got your landing gear over here. You probably have a hab probably on the top over here. But remember, if you're having problems snapping things, sometimes you have to move an item away in order to make it easier to snap a certain item. You know? You gotta just 10%, baby. Just 10% of that sponge in there. So right now that looks okay. Yeah, it looks alright. Looks alright. But you probably want to have it like that. Yeah, I mean, obviously. So if you're confused on the first method, in terms of what I say by getting close, and not going into like the red zone. Like for example, you've got to get it as close to that clipping point as possible. So sometimes you'll be on the bottom, sometimes it will be on the side, sometimes it will be on the top. This is actually a lot harder method. I think a lot of people are going to use the second and third method a lot more. But I like this method just as much as any of the others. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to, it's snapping on everything. So basically what you're going to do is try and get it as close as possible. Like you see how it snaps like that, right? So you want it to be facing the opposite way, okay? Because then it doesn't clip to anything. But you want to get it as close as possible to the back end, right? To the back of that clipping point, to the hab as well, right? But this is about as close as we get, because then it goes red. You see that? But now if I flip the piece, boom, it snaps and it's green. And if you want to check, it's one solid piece, all right? So obviously that's the first method. The second method is we basically place it like a magnet. It's got to snap. Take the flip key, press the flip key a few times. You know how it goes. Zip, dip, 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 dip. You really don't have to do it that many times. You can do it like three times. You can actually do it, I think, once or twice. And the engine just registers, because that's the new save point for that part. And there we go. It works. Now, I don't think there is another variant. So can we flip between the variants? Because remember, this technique, the third technique, it's honestly new to me. So I think by now you guys, excuse me, I think by now you guys actually have it handed down after the first and second example. I think you guys really understand But we're going to go through all these because I want to show you the last one is pretty cool as well, because you're going to want to know how to do that too. And see if it saves. So we're going to flip through the variants, which is basically just going to flip it back and forth. You know. Okay, so press tab and... Oh, hallelujah, baby. Oh, hallelujah, baby. Oh, whoops. Yeah, that works. I mean, and like I said, like you can make a lot better and sleeker ships this way. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having that gap there, you know what I mean? So, I mean, and this applies again to any part that can be flipped, any part that is a variant, it can be applied to. The 3 methods can be applied to any of this. So, I just wanted to show you guys, obviously, this. I mean, this part can also do it. You can do the other way. I'm actually going to do the second method just because the second method is just the easiest. And boom. Hell yeah, dudes. It just works. It just works, baby. It just works. Alright. So, you're building your ship. Kind of got a frame going on over here. And you got your grav. You got your reactor. And as long, like, this is one thing I wanted to point out. As long as it doesn't have many clipping points like this, I would say if you want to do this, and this can apply to pretty much any clipping point, which is kind of crazy. If I had to show you how many examples there is, we would be here for about 3 hours with about 100, maybe 200 different examples of how many times or how many different ways you can clip a part or merge a part into another to either hide it or to make it look sleeker, you know. So these are just, remember, these are just, you got to use your imagination, man. All right, I'm giving you the keys. You gotta unlock the door and walk in, baby. You gotta open that door and walk in. I gotta use that 10%, baby. Anyways, so you got yourself a grav drive, all right, or reactor. Let's just say we don't have a reactor here. Okay, it doesn't really matter. We got 2 grav drives, but you got yourself a grav drive over here, okay, and you got yourself a grav drive over here. This has I think this has 4. This has 6 clipping points, I think. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 clipping points, snapping points, right? This only has 2. Alright, so I'm going to show you the difference between these two. Okay, so if we have this, right? If we have the 6 snapping point, you wouldn't be able to necessarily use the method I want to show you for hiding a shield or hiding fuel or anything. Just hiding anything that you don't want to be seen. That just doesn't need to be seen. You know what I'm saying? You want to make a sleek ship. You don't want to have this big bulge hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you don't have space. Maybe you're like, oh damn, I didn't think about the shield. I didn't think about the fuel. Where do I put it now? So, for example, if you have something like this, you could always just replace the grav with a grav drive that has just 2 clipping points. Put the 2 clipping points in between wherever you're going to put it in, because you're going to hide it between a hole somewhere. Like, this is like a frame, like a hole. I mean, you're going to build stuff on top of it, obviously, right? Okay. So what I'm saying is you can take this shield right here, okay, and you can clip it inside there. Okay. Now, the best way to do this would obviously be, if you want to use the first method, you'd have to move this away. Okay. And then what you're going to do is get as close as possible like that with the opposite end. And then you're going to do that, right? There it is. You're just going to flip it. The Z key. Flip. All right. And then bam. It's part of the object. Now, when doing this specifically, and when merging, for example, engines, okay, specifically engines and shields, and I would probably say the fuel as well. Do it last. just do it last. Anything else is actually fine, I've noticed, but do it last, because it can tend to cause problems in terms of, does it register as a full object? There might be problems, like you might have something, you know, blanking out, like something might be blanked out and there might be an issue because it's that or that. You know what I'm saying? Do it last. Always do it last, and you will not have an issue. I promise you will not have an issue. So that's that example. Basically, sometimes you can never really grab this damn thing off. You got to grab that first. Okay, so you can use the first method, or you can use the second method. Doesn't matter. You don't even have to have the other piece to do it. You just, there we go. It works. It's one, baby. And for example, if you have this, oh, like, oh damn, no, I forgot the fuel, man. Damn it. Well, what an idiot I am. I don't know why you would forget the fuel, but you can use the first method and snap it. You can use now if you do that, you gotta start again because you've moved the damn grab drive. That was a mistake. But for example, let's just snap this back here. I want to show you if you want to just use the second method, it will work as well. And bam. So now obviously if there's a variant, it will work as well. Okay, you flip between the variants. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the merge / snap glitch. I'm so happy we got this video done. Dudes, since yesterday. But I'm hoping that this video helps you guys make better ships. Alright? Sleeker ships. Nicer ships. And who knows? Like I said, maybe you forgot the fuel. Maybe you forgot the shields. Dude, I don't know how many times I've forgotten the shields. Oh, this is just a building tip. If you guys are still around, because you guys probably took that information and ran. You ran, son. You're out there building some nice ships is what you're doing. Alright, if you guys ever have this thing with the, not the cockpit, sorry, the docker. If you ever have a problem with the docker, okay, just use this bad boy over here. If you got the message that comes up over here, the error, and it's like, blah, blah, about the docker, blah, 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 yeah, it needs to, blah, 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 okay. Just use this. It's the best one. And word of advice, flip it, put it at the bottom of your ship. Like the bottom of your ship, the bottom hole. Okay, I promise you, now, this thing sticks out like a massive dwang, dudes. Like this thing just goes, boop. There, you see there where that circle is? Yeah. Yeah, dudes. So it moves out, and I can tell you now, I don't know how many times when I'm building like a really cool ship, I'm like, damn it, I forgot this stupid freaking docker. Because you know you're not really gonna. I don't know about you, but I don't really dock to many stations in the game. I take lots of pictures on my ships, and I like to shoot and like check them out in combat. But I don't dock with many stations. The only station I'd be docking at is the closest one for like ship parts or something. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope I've helped you guys further improve your ship building, and I hope I've explained the 3 methods of snapping and merging, because it is 2 different things. And ultimately, just remember, don't need mods, can do it on console. You can do it with any part that can be flipped, varianted. I don't even know if that's a word, we're going with it. Alright, and you can use the 3 methods. I mean, you've seen it here, firsthand. Now obviously when you build a ship and it's larger, there can be some complications. Like I said, you may have to snap pieces away to make it easier to either hide or merge or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes another snapping point may interfere, and you'll notice, like, if you're using the first method and you're trying to get it as close as possible, but you can't because it's, you know, there's something there and it's red. You need to move it so that it, you know, it becomes unread, unrestricted. It's very, I know sometimes it sounds really in depth and just, it's very confusing, but it's actually not. It's super simple. Once you guys get it going and you get used to it, it's just gonna become like a second nature. It's gonna become how you build. Anyways, with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.